Hello, future developers. If you have ever dreamt of building apps like YouTube, Instagram, or even our favorite ChatGPT, you are at the right video. I'm Albert, a self-taught software developer, and in this series, I'm going to take you through HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Next.js in order for you to be able to build your own web applications. But in today's video, we'll be kicking things off with Next.js. Let's get right into it. Right, so welcome to the beginner series where we are starting with HTML. In this journey, we are going to, as I mentioned in the introduction, we are going to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Next.js. But today's course video is going to start with HTML. So a little information about me. I'm actually a software developer and data analyst. I'm self-taught. I've been coding softwares for about 5 years now. And in my YouTube channel, you're going to have 3 sections of me. The build with me section is going to be me building application. I'm currently working on some different applications. Me building all these applications. I'll document my process and show this to you. That's the first phase. The second phase is the learn with me. This is in a friendly tutorial videos where I teach you HTML, CSS, JavaScript like I am doing now. And the last is coding vlogs. This is basically just vlogs of me coding my mistakes, the mistakes I made, and every aspect of it. So yes, this is a bit about me. So what is in it for you? So basically, you don't need to have any experience in coding to take this series, to go through this series. You don't need to have any coding experience. It's not going to be an issue. And we are going to learn actually by doing. We will learn by you actually coding with me, and I'll set out examples for you to actually implement on your own as we are in your own homes. The next visit, you'll be able to build real world projects. It's not going to be theories like I'm doing presenting now. You're going to actually build real projects where you can actually input into your portfolio and build your own websites. At the end, you don't need my help. You'll be able to start your own web applications. But in today's video, we are going to learn the necessary tools. I'll teach you actually how to set up your whole tools you need to build your own apps. I'll introduce you to front-end development as HTML, and we'll learn key tags, the key tags that are involved when you are building HTMLs, and also we'll end up building a simple personal portfolio project. So what is front-end development? So front-end development, as you can see, I've written here, it focuses on creating the user interface of a web application. So this is basically what we see when we go on a website. So if we go on a platform like YouTube, we go there, whatever we see there, if we look at a button, the fact that we're able to click the button is the front-end development, is the front-end developer that is able to put the button there for us to click it. If we see an image, it's through front-end. So it's basically what we can see through our eyes for us to click. That is what front-end is involved in. And with HTML is basically the structure of the application. CSS focuses on the design, and JavaScript focuses on the transcription. So I used an analogy and say think of HTML as a wall or the floor, the ceiling of a house, where CSS is the paint. So the wall is HTML, CSS is the paint, makes it look more beautiful, and the wallpaper and furniture. But JavaScript is more of the wiring, the plumbing, and all the applications that functions well in the house. So basically, all these 3 tools make up front-end development. So that's what we are going to go through. All right. So now, what is HTML? HTML simply stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it's the language of the web that shows how your website is going to be structured. So it is going to show how things like text images, and other web elements are going to be structured in your own app. So whatever you want your web to show, if you want an image to show, it's HTML that will be used to show that image. If you want a link, if you want, so all these things is HTML that does that for us. And we use things called tags to structure this content. So we have different tags. We have a link tag, we have an image tag, we have a paragraph tag, we have headers. We have different types of tags we use when coding HTML. So to explain what basically tags are, as another analogy is, HTML tags can be, you can think of it more of as Lego bricks. So we set up Lego bricks to build a structure of how we want our web page it. If you want it in the form of a car, you can build it to form that way. So however you want to structure your Lego bricks, this is how you are going to do it. So that's how HTML, we use HTML to build a structure of how our website is. And then we use CSS to design it and JavaScript to make this active. Okay, so now setting up the code. So we will be going to download and install VS Code. And after we download and install VS Code, we'll create a new HTML file. And now after we create this new HTML file, the next thing we'll do is I'll take you through the basic structure of an HTML this thing. So these are how the tags looks like in HTML. We have a header tags. Each one is the highest tag you can ever get. And we have multiple H1, H2, H3 to H6. So H1 is bigger than H2, H2 is bigger than H3, and so on to H5 to bigger than H6. So if you want a header like this, let's say key HTML tags you ever see. This tag you can use H1 to determine the bold thing. But if you want sub tags, you can use H2. So this one can be done with H2 and so on. We have paragraph tags where we want to show the paragraph of a page that is not a header as well. Then we have lists. We have ordered lists, unordered lists, and airline. So the ordered lists are basically if you want to order something. So 1, 2, 3 are in order. So you are ordering it. Unordered lists is something that's not in an order. It can come in any format. So you don't need to number it or use numeric. You don't need to number it. Then links. Links are just navigation items. So if you want to navigate to a particular site, you use the link tag to navigate yourself to the other platform. So I can navigate you on when you come to my personal portfolio website. I'll show you in the practical section. Once you click the link, it will take you to my YouTube channel. And then images. The images are used to just display image. This thing you can display it locally from your own computer or externally from an external source. So once we are done going through the practical session of this course, I'll take you through a mini project where we'll create a personal profile of yourself. Then we'll add your name, photo, bio, and then link to your favorite website. Then you have the option of sharing it on GitHub. I'll try and link the final project of this into the description for you to go through. So why does HTML matter? So every website basically starts with HTML. And knowing HTML basically sets you up for CSS. You can't know CSS without at least having a fair knowledge of HTML. So that is why this matters. And then you go to JavaScript and React. So HTML is basically the foundation of the web. So you need to actually know these basics, not everything about it, but have a basic idea of how HTML works. Then you can move on to more advanced concepts. It's your first step into tech and freelancing. So those who are interested in getting into tech, freelancing, HTML is the starting point for you. So the next phase is going to be the practical section. To begin the practical session, we are going to first download and install VS Code. So let me take you through the process. You search for VS Code download. You can search VS Code download, then you click. You'll be brought to this website. The first link they give you, you open it. Then you have three different this thing you have for the Windows, you have for Linux and Mac. So I'm actually using Windows, so I'll just come here and click here, then it will download it for my computer. If you are using Mac, you can also do the same thing for yours. I already have it on my system, so I'll just go right into it. So once you download it, you just set it up, install it. So after you install it, you can go to your search bar and type VS Code. Then what is presented to you, you open it up. So you can start a new file, open this, open a folder. So we are going to create our tutorials in one folder. So you can open folder, a new folder. So wherever you want to store it, we have created a folder called YouTube. You can store your tutorials here or your practice here. Then you can create another one called HTML. This is HTML. Then you select the folder. Then you open the folder on your machine. So then you come to this section. You see something like folders here. It shows you that you are in the HTML folder. You can actually expand this to actually see it all. So this shows that I'm in the HTML folder. And you have what? New file, new folder. So you can actually create a folder inside the HTML folder here. So you can just do it like this. Then you create the name of the folder that you want to, let's say practice folder. Then you have the practice folder created for you. But what we are going to do is create an HTML file to start coding HTML. So this is how it works. You first click here. You name the file you want to give it. So let's say we want to give it practice file. Then you put dots. Then the extension will be HTML. If you're creating a JavaScript file, you use dots .js. A Python file .py. So this is how you can see the icon has showed there. So this is how we create different types of files. This is a JavaScript file. So for HTML, you go .html. Then you see the HTML tag has showed. This is what shows we've created an HTML file. So now we have different HTML files. So this is just a simple what's the name? How to use VS Code. You can come here. You can create let's say practice .js for JS file. Then you have a JavaScript script, so you're able to run it in JavaScript. So yeah, this is just additional information for you. All right, so we are going to start with HTML file. To start coding HTML, you need certain things. There's actually a shortcut we use, and I'll implement the shortcut, then I'll start showing you what you need. You click Shift, then this sign. So once you click it, you click it, then it will give you a boilerplate of HTML code. So now I'll start explaining what each of these boilerplates mean. These are just boilerplates when you come to start coding in HTML. So the first doc type HTML basically is just to show the file that you're actually coding in HTML. In order to code HTML file, you actually need it to show that you're actually coding in HTML. The next is HTML lang English. It means language in English. This shows that your file's language basically is in English. If you are doing it, if you have other languages as well. So this is just to tell the browser that your file is in English. Then as you can see, everything, the rest are, all these are all inside, let me clear it, are all inside the HTML file. So all these are all in HTML4. So we have two things that are going to be in the HTML file. The first is head and the second is body. So those are the two things inside HTML files, head and body. Let's start with the head. With the head, we have things called metadata and title. So the meta character sets UTF-8, basically they are character encoded. So we have things like text and symbols. And the currently latest version is UTF-8. So this shows that your this thing is going to be stored very well. characters are going to be stored in that particular format for the browser to be able to know about it. So that's what character UTF-8 is all about. And in this character UTF-8, you'll be able to have access to things like emojis, where you use emojis. Yes, this is where everything is stored in UTF-8. Then we move to meta. The next meta is the viewport. This basically is going to show you how the view of your browser is going to be like, whether somebody is browsing on their phones, tablet, or desktop. The viewport is going to be the one to tailor your codes to suit the person's browser they are using. So basically that's what meta viewport is all about. Then the title. Currently you see this document title here. You can change it to whatever you want. That's basically the title. I'll show you right now. So let's see, let's go and open this practice.html. So wherever you stored your file, I stored mine in YouTube. So I come to YouTube, then HTML, then as you can see, practice is there. Okay, seems I made a mistake. I brought two dots there. So you can just go and rename it, then remove one of the dots, then you are there, practice.html. So you go back to your file, you can see that it's now there. So to open it, you create it in, you just double click it, it has created in a Chrome extension. Then you basically come here and see your file. First you can see the document. So this is the document browser right now. So let's say we want to name it something else. Here, so this is an HTML practice. Let me use small letters here. HTML practice. That's all. So once you go back to your browser, that's my browser, you refresh it, you see it has changed back to HTML practice. So that is what the title in the head means. So now going back to the presentation, where is the presentation? I explained there are different tags we have. We have heading tags, paragraph, lists, images. So in the heading tag, we have H1 to H6. I'm going to show you how all those are done in the body. So let's say you want to create an H1 tag. You first do this less than sign, less than brackets. Then you put H1, which will show you, if you can see, it's giving me options. You have H1 to H6. So I want H1. Then I'll close the brackets. Then it automatically gives you the closing bracket. But in case you don't get that one, all you can do is create a less than bracket slash, then you put H1 again, then close brackets. So whatever you put here, let's say this is H1, this is H1. You can do the same thing for H2, 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 H3, H4, H5, H6. So this is how to, I'm going to show you how it will look like eventually in your browser. What we can even do is just split screen, then have our browser easily showing up for us. So now we have our browser, we come here, we refresh it, then you can see the different sizes. You can see the H1. Let me remove this. This is H1. Refresh again. You can see H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So it's breaking them down to the size. So H1 has the highest size. You have H2, H3 to H6. So that's the H heading tag. The next phase is the P tag. So the P tag, you come here, you do P, then you close the bracket, similar to this. Then you can use lorem. You can just type lorem to give you some sample lorem ipsum formats. You can go online and search for lorem ipsum. Then when you click it, to do generate random words for you to fill in. So once we come back here, click save, you see that these words have been inputted as paragraph. So it's being used as paragraph within our codes. The next thing we are going to learn is the list. We have, as I mentioned, we have ordered list and unordered list. So let me write this here. This paragraph, then list. These are just ways to comment your code. So comments don't show up in your browser. As you can see, if I refresh it, it will not show up here. So these are just comments to explain to someone what your code means. So right now I'm showing you comments. If you get access to my code, you're able to know that okay, this is a header, this is a paragraph. So usually developers use comments in order to show other developers what their code means. And to use comments, you just undo this part. I use control forward slash, then the comment comes. Then you put in the name you want to do, in this case, list. So the next thing I was going to say is ordered list. So ordered list, you do something like OL, then you close it. But here is where ordered list is different. So the OL shows what you are going to put it inside. So if I come here now, I'll do LI, then put quantity. So this is what, let's see, I'm doing a list of names. So my name is Albert. So Albert. So the next name is we do another LI. The next name is whose name should I use? This is Mask. Then one more name, LI. Let's see, James. So these are all the lists. So when you type, you can see it has been ordered according to 1, 2, 3. So let me do another comment. Ordered list. So the next one is on ordered list. On ordered list, don't order it in any format. So that one, you go UL, then your ordered list, you go, the list will now be inside the UL. So it's basically what, this is the only ones that change between ordered and unordered. The words inside is going to remain the same. So let me come the same way. So in this case, let's say James is first, LI, Mask second, then LI, Albert. You come back and refresh your browser, then you have a list that hasn't been ordered, unlike the ordered list. So basically, this is how you order a list. The next phase is going to be writing another comment. Let's go with an image tag. The image tag, you start something like this, I am, then you see something like an image shows, I am Jim, then you close the brackets. But as you can see, there's an error there. It's images must have alternate text. Elements have no distance. So they say alternate. So you can do ALT. So we want it. The alternate text helps in case your image doesn't show. It will show to the browser what your image was about. Let's say your image was about profile picture, and you click it. So even though the image is not showing, it will show to the browser that, or web crawlers, that this is a profile picture here, even though it's not showing. So that's what this alt is there. But but of course you want the image to show. So what you need to do is have a source. So you go to src. Then the source is where you're going to, this is where you're going to put the first link to the sources. You can use it from your own computer, or in this our case, I think I should go and use it from an online source. So the most popular source for free this thing is Unsplash. So we go to Unsplash. Let's click on unsplash.com basically. Then let's search for, let's say, headshot, since we are dealing with a profile picture. And yeah, let me use this person. You go to copy image address, you come here, and you paste it in the source. So far there's no error showing. We can close this part. There's no error showing. You come back to your file, refresh, voila, you have your link there. So this is how we post a link. And I think the last one I'm going to explain is the image. The last one I'm going to explain is the link tag. So the link tag, we use anchor. That's a tag. Then you close it, similar to this. Let's see, YouTube link. We have YouTube link. So once you use the loop to link, you are going to put what the YouTube link into that. Or since we already have Unsplash, let's use Unsplash link. But you come and you refresh. I mean, it's supposed to be clickable, right? The link is supposed to click for you to take you to this thing. This is where the link has, right? The link takes in some inputs. So in this case, you see we had source here. You see we had source here in the image. The link takes in href. That's a reference link. In this case, we say we are going to use Unsplash. Let's give it unsplash.com. Let's just get a URL and paste it there. Unsplash.com. We go to the listing, refresh, then we click it, then it has navigated us to Unsplash. The only issue is, let's say you want to navigate it to create a new page. You don't want it to refresh. In this case, it refreshes in the same page, but you want it to refresh in a new page. What you do is you create targets. Yeah. So this is what you use, targets. Then you use blank to show that it should create a blank page. You come here, you click blank on splashing, then to open a new blank page. So you have your original practice page, then you have your Unsplash page. So this is how it is. But you can see it's giving us an error. They say link real attribute should include non-opener. So they say link should have a related destination, include no opener. So basically, this is just a security thing. They don't want suspicious. They want to protect you for your app from suspicious website that you might be navigating. Someone might input a link to navigate to a particular website. So as an example, we can come here. Let me refresh. You go to inspect. So basically, this is all the codes have. When you go to element, you see all the codes here. So you can see my link here. So let's say I come here, then I put in what instead the link I'll put instead of Unsplash, I see YouTube, then I leave it there. So even though this is an Unsplash link, once the person clicks it, guess what? It's taking you to youtube.com and not unsplash.com. So these are some of the security issues you might have. Although when the person refreshes it back and he clicks it, it will go back to Unsplash. All right, but you want to protect yourself from some of these suspicious things. So the code is giving you an error so that you put related. All right. Then they said what? Use no opener. So you go no opener. As you can see, the error is no longer there. You come, you refresh the page, then you don't have any of your this thing there. So basically, this is what we have. I'm actually going to now do a practice phase. As you can see, the next phase was practice. We have multiple tags. You can go and learn that on your own, but basically, this is how we write tags in HTML. So we are going to build our first platform. That's a mini project. That's the personal profile. page that should contain our name, photo, bio, and a link to our favorite websites. So you can come here, you can create a new file. Let's say we want this to be called profile.html. We get a new page and you control this column, you click it, then to generate boilerplate. Then in the document you want it to be profile because it's a profile, personal profile page. So you do profile page, right? And the profile page here, we want to open it in our browser like we did here. Let me remove this. All we need to do is go to our thing. You can see the profile has been generated. We click it, then profile has been generated. You can see profile page here. All right. Now, so what do we want to have in our profile page? The first thing we want to show is an image. Like when you go to any website, you see the person's image there. So let's say image tag, you bring an image tag img like we learned previously. You close the tag. Then you need to have a source. Then they said the error says put in an alt. So alt, then you see profile picture. Another thing I forgot to explain to you, an image tag doesn't need a closing tag like the way we had in the other ones like this. Then image, it doesn't need that. Image tag is one of the few tags that don't require that. It's just two greater than and less than to encompass the whole thing. So basically that's what is in image tag. Then the source. Let's go back and get that same image we use for the headshot. You copy image address, you come here, you paste it. Then let's refresh. Then we have our beautiful image. It's giving us I think this is the course. We need to have body here. Body. Alright, refresh again. Alright, beautiful. So under our image, we want to put something like our name. I mean, every profile picture should have a name, right? So the name we want to use an H tag. What H tag do you want to use? Let's say we want to use H1. So H1 tag we close. Then what do you want to put there? Let's see, my name, Albert Dovlo. So this is actually my name, Albert Dovlo. Let's go refresh it. Then nicely done. The name has come under the profile. The next thing is let's put a paragraph. The paragraph we know is a P tag. Then let's see, we can go back and I'll copy my about me here I used. We come here, paste it. Now let's go back to the profile, refresh it. Then we have a software documenting my ultimate or unfiltered code engineering from building rural projects. Exactly. So now we have the image, the name, and the profile. Now the next thing I want to add is from the course is to add a link, right? Let's go to the course bio. I have added a photo, the bio, and a link to my favorite website. In my case, I'm going to use YouTube. So now we come here, the link, we use the A tag, we close it, then YouTube link. And the link takes in what? An href. You have the href here. Then let me see, www.youtube.com/Aldov. So this is my YouTube. Sorry, Aldov. This is my YouTube link. So I come here, refresh it, then I have the link. So when I click it, okay, I think I used the wrong. So this is actually the link. we need to put in the HTTP. I think the mistake we did was we didn't put in HTTPS column slash slash. Then we put at in front of my username. Oh, sorry, at. So let's come back to the file, go there, refresh, then click. Then you'll be navigated to my profile page. Beautiful. So you can actually subscribe to my profile once you come here. Subscribe to my channel. I'm excited about going through this series with you. And don't forget to like and subscribe and watch my first video. Yeah. So let's go back. Another thing is it opened it in the same browser. Let's say we want to open it in a new page. So you come target, then you go blank. So once I refresh, this will now open that same thing in a new blank page for me. So basically this, okay, the error is come there, has come there again. So we go related, then we give no open. We have it there, refreshed. Now the error is gone. So basically this is just everything. Let me enlarge it about HTML, this thing. So this is the type of code we did for HTML. You can continue and practice about it. Once you build more, you become smart on memory. You don't need to go. And even if you forget a tag, you can easily go online, search for it, and work on with it. As you can see, this is not exciting. You see, it's not as interesting as platforms like YouTube and Instagram, I promised in the beginning. So how do you go from building places like this to having something nice, round, and your name there, all those things? That is where we have CSS and JavaScript coming in. This just builds the basic block of the platform. The CSS and JavaScript add additional layers to it. So I'll show you what I mean. I have some codes there on how CSS makes this platform look good, and I'll show it to you. Hold on a bit. So I have some codes I've actually worked on to make you see the difference between just pure HTML and adding CSS to it. So I stored it here. So in order to first, let's copy this. In order to work with CSS, one thing you can do is put in, I'll explain more in the next video in the following week, but you can put script tag, a style tag here, just to show you that you want to style your HTML. Then you paste your code. I think we have multiple styles now. You can just clear this, what I did here. All right. So you can just style it, then you see it has made it center, but obviously this doesn't also look good. There's more things we can do. Don't forget about the code. I will explain more of this next video. Just I want you to just understand what CSS can do to your code. So we can add this as well. We can add this to it. So let's come here. Let me add paste. So I've added more styling to it and refresh. Then voila. See how beautiful our code has gotten to. From just, let me comment this out. Style controls / from just looking like this to now looking like something at least you can show in a portfolio. Looking like this, beautiful. And you can do a lot on it. You can change the color. Let's say you want let's say a red color here. You can make it red. Let's say I want this red also here. I can change it red. I refresh it, then it's red. You can see. So now this is hover. The hover is to make it, when you bring your mouse over it, the color should change. So all these are what CSS can do. But today's video was just to teach you the building blocks of it. In the next video, we are going to go through through advanced concept on CSS. It might look confusing now, but once I take you through it, you'll be able to understand what CSS is about. So you can come here, click it, then it takes you to my page. So yes, this is what CSS is about. Let me enlarge it. Beautiful. And this is also the code for it. If you want to see this code, I'll put it in GitHub and put it in the description for you to be able to have access to this. If you have found this actually very helpful, hit the like button so that YouTube recommends this to other beginners like you. And if you want to continue this journey with me, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you and bye for now.